I think Steve is the only person that's been at Concord longer than me. Yeah. And that statue out there when you first turned on campus. Steve's been a great friend. I've used him as a sounding board over the years because Steve has a unique way of looking at every situation. And as a young coach, I would go in his office all mad about something, and he would look at me and he'd say, "Now, no one died. Let's figure something out." So thank you very much, Steve, for that presentation. I'm extremely honored and humbled to be standing here in front of you this morning. And never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that this would happen, to take over a baseball program that was struggling the way the program was here at Concord. And I can remember when Coach Christie introduced me in January of 1996 as the new baseball coach, and looking out and thinking, what in the world did I get myself into? But I've been blessed over the years to be surrounded by a great many people that have influenced my life, and I would like to just take a few minutes to thank them. First of all, I'd like to thank Coach Don Christie, who's no longer with us, but he was the athletic director that hired me 20-some years ago. And he took a chance on a young 27-year-old head coach on a Division II level that really didn't have any coaching or college coaching experience, but he took the chance and gave me the job, and I just like to thank Don for that. To my players who have committed so much to the baseball program over these years, and I wasn't exactly easy on them, right, Don? I was kind of hard on them, but one of the things that I wanted to try to teach them, that life is not going to be easy on you. They're not going to just hand you a brand new job and say, "Here, and go halfway do it." They're going to want the best out of you, and that's what we try to instill in our players. But without those young men going through the program, we couldn't have turned it around. And my goal was to make this, when people said Concord University or Concord College, Steve, they thought of the baseball program, and the players that have went through the program have done just that, and I will always be in their debt. To all the coaches that I've worked for or worked with over the years, you guys have been an inspiration. You've been sounding boards. I was able to pick your brains and be able to learn something new. That was something that I always took pride in. That I don't think you can ever be too arrogant to say to the point where you can't stop learning. No matter what sport it was, if you were working or talking with a baseball coach or talking with a football coach, you can learn something. So thank you to all the coaches that I've worked with. To my mother and father, Mom and Dad always found the time to coach a little league team, to work concession, to make sure that we got to practice on time, and all the time that we were spending together through athletics. They were also teaching us what it means, the value of a hard day's work, to always give your best and to never give up. So their support over the years has been so amazing. I got to tell, a couple of years ago, I lost my dad to Alzheimer's, and he was a huge fan of not only just the baseball program, but Concord athletics in general. And we were playing at West Virginia Wesleyan this past year, and for some reason, Dad always showed up at that game. He would drive up, and out of habit, right before the game, I looked down the fence, and he wasn't there. And I got upset. And then I got to thinking, no, this is a positive. My dad was tapping me on the shoulder, telling me he was at the game. So, Mom, he's still going to baseball games. To my children, thank you so much for being there at all of those baseball games. For understanding that, Dad was spending a lot of time with other people's children, and sometimes more than he was spending with me, but understanding and realizing that was Dad's job and he had to do it. And I'm so proud of the adults you have become, and I love you both. I've got a picture of a dog pile, which is what baseball teams do after they win a championship. And in 2001, we just won it. And I see all these uniforms and all these players running to jump on each other, and I see two little kids getting ready to jump in there and running after the baseball team as well, and it was my son Bo and my daughter Taylor, so they were just little guys when they did that, so thank you very much. To my wife Robin, without your support, none of this could ever happen. You've been there through all the wins and losses. You've been my rock, my compass, and my sounding board. People have often said that, hey, she's your #1 fan, and it's true. She is my #1 fan, but actually, you look at it, I'm her #1 fan, because it's not easy to be a coach's wife, raising two fine children. She did that when I was on the road recruiting or out with the baseball team playing or practice, and she did a wonderful job. And you've been an anchor through all of this, and I'm very, very thankful. Love you, baby. In closing, I have been truly blessed to be a part of everything that's went on here at Concord University. To be a part of this family over the years, in this community. I can't say enough about Concord University, because as Steve mentioned, and a lot of people, they'll chase jobs and sometimes even chase money, but when you get right down to it, I couldn't find a better place to spend my life, and the people that I've worked with over this time has just been, it's just been such a blessing, and I'm extremely proud and honored to be part of this Hall of Fame family. Thank you very much.